Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Buppet. Welcome back to another StarCraft 2 Daily Masters Cast. We've got another excellent replay from the Aces Team Story Cup Season 2, I believe it was. I believe that tournament was Season 2. Yes, there we go. So it is going to be down the bottom right side of the map. It is going to be Ryung. He is a South Korean player from Team Axiom, which is one of the major teams in this tournament. And yes, currently number 36 on the WCS with 1,600 points. Very, very, very impressive player. And yeah, I'm going to be seeing exactly how he does. I mean, this team has done really, really well. They get up to the semi-final. I think they get even further than that, up to the final at some point. But they have to go through the losers bracket or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, down the bottom left side, it is his opponent. It is StarNaN. And he is from Sweden, part of the Western Wolves team. It's also very good. So this is a semi-final at the moment, I think. Western Wolves versus Team Axiom, and both players fairly impressive. Looking at StarNaN though, does not look like he's got any WCS ranks. So maybe not. Oh, it depends. I mean, you could go ahead and say he's not as good as Ryung, but maybe he just hasn't competed in as many tournaments, and he still may be just as good a player. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game comes out, who does better, who does worse, and all that sort of jazz. So anyway, looking at this so far, we've got a gateway, we've got a second pylon, we've got very, very standard stuff. We do have a pylon doing a very, very early scout. Ryung only just sending his worker out, and StarNaN is way ahead of that. Going to be seeing the barracks coming out, although there's no way, I don't think, for him to tell what's actually being built there. If we have a look, yeah, I don't think there's any way for him to tell that. I think the little icon over there is obviously just for replays. So yes, no idea that there is a Reaper coming out. He might just be expecting Marines, but the fact that he saw gas out already, I don't know, man. Ryung's actually stopped mining that gas. He's built it, but he stopped mining it. He's got exactly enough for a Reaper and then a reactor. So very, very well planned there. And that's going to be a ton of Marines that are coming out after that single Reaper coming out. But as long as StarNaN builds a Stalker, he should be fine. Although the Reaper is on the way, and there's no Stalker coming out yet. He's building a Mothership Core though, which is a lot slower and a lot less effective at driving away Reapers, but should still be okay. Should still be fine. There we go, Mothership Core comes out. Instantly he's going to be wheeling around to start hitting the Reaper. And the Reaper is going to have to stay away from that Mothership Core. Trying to get some workers. He's got the shields down on this one, but that is about it so far. And because he's running around in a circle, the Mothership Core, as long as it stays closer to the center, should be able to cut him off continuously. There we go. So it's a lot of pain trying to catch this Reaper, but at the same time, Ryung unable to really make anything happen. And the Stalker is going to come out, which is 100 times better at dealing with Reapers because it's just so much faster. And I think it has better range as well. Look at this probe, man. Still just staying out there. The Marines finally chasing it down, taking it out. Good job to them. And I'm not sure if killing workers should really count as a kill, because kills should be actually killing military units. I mean, you kill a worker, whoop-de-doo. I mean, anybody can kill a worker. Like a baby seal could probably kill a worker. So I don't know if it's something you really want to be proud of. But regardless, we do have a, what do we got here? Is that a worker? No, it's the Reaper. It's the same Reaper coming in. Stalker trying to head it off, but the Stalker unfortunately does not have the air advantage. It keeps getting stuck behind buildings, and that is not a good way. Oh, this Stalker, bit of a mistake, was on a move command. Oh, there goes the Reaper, finally going down, but he got lots of useful scouting information. And all he saw a robotics facility, he saw a forge, so he can perhaps be expecting Colossus tech, or at least assuming Colossus tech, which does of course mean that Ryung is going to be wanting to get a starport at some point and whack a reactor down on it. He's going to be doing that anyway, if he's going to be going triple M for the medevacs, but he's got a little bit of an edge to maybe seeing that the Colossus are coming out. Maybe. There's definitely no guarantees that StarNaN is going Colossus. He could whack down a Templar Archives right now and go straight for High Templar. And Yeah, so Ryung's just got to keep an eye on that. He does have his, that's actually a third base. The second base already out, already producing workers. StarNaN, the same thing as well. If you have a look at the income tab, StarNaN, he's got his expansion out very, very soon in this game. Same as Ryung. Ryung get up pretty fast, but then the chrono boost has popped out that advantage right there. But the mule's still giving Ryung an income advantage as far as minerals go. So yes, very nice. Nice set of stalkers watching out. We got a single marine coming out, probably just looking for expansions at this point. Not really much else you could be hoping to be doing. And we got double gas here actually, and double gas there. So looks like StarNaN is pumping up the gas income. He's pumping out a warp prism as well, getting a couple of upgrades. What is this? Twilight Council. So yes, storms may be the choice for this game. Although, if it's going to be a long game, then yeah, I mean, StarNaN is almost certainly going to have both Colossus and High Templar tech if the game drags out to a, well, not drags out, but goes out to a serious amount of time. Oh, that Marine, man. He is just going to get owned right there. Could not get past the Stalker defenses. He's going to send another one, though, because, I mean, why not? Alright, bunch of Zealots coming out. Here comes the High Templar, the Templar Archives. So very, very nice. He's actually going for level 2 armor. I don't think he's got any weapons yet. No weapons, but he's just got armor. Oh, this is bad. Yes, get out of there, StarNaN. You cannot survive all those guys. And Ryung, I don't know how he knew that was coming, but evidently he did know that was coming. So, yes, very, very nice defense there by Ryung. And it's that sort of thing which make the difference between a Masters level player and a world champion, because Masters level players, they're extremely good at the game, but it takes these sort of instincts, these sort of knowledge of the game to know what sort of timing your opponent is likely to put out a warp prism, and then have your units over there to defend it, and that's extremely high level play. I mean, he did not see that warp prism beforehand. I don't know how he knew that was there. It's got to be, he just knew the timing, I feel like. Oh, that's bad. He managed to get one Zealot out, and it takes longer to kill the Zealot than it did to kill the Warp Prism. That's crazy. But Ryung right now moving out, grabbing a third base. I feel like StarNaN is waiting to grab a third base as well. Let's have a look at the units tab. Actually, the army tab first. Whoa, that's a pretty big advantage there for Ryung. 25 Marines, 5 Marauders, and 3 Medevacs. That's a very solid army. And we got a bit of hodgepodge for StarNaN. 5, 2, and 2. So he really hasn't got much, and he does have Storm though, and he does have 3 High Templars. So yes, he's going to be relying very, very heavily on his Storm tech to be able to see him through the next couple of minutes, I feel like, because yeah, Ryung is geared up and he's ready to go in there and do some damage. Here we go, the drop is coming in. StarNaN whopping in a couple of Zealots. That was not going to be enough to send it off, but the Nexus being overcharged definitely was. So Ryung just going to sit back, waiting for this thing to be not overcharged anymore. Then he's going to think about going in. At the same time, he's moving in with a smaller force straight into the third base. So StarNaN is going to stay out there though, which is a good decision. So if it was me, I may have moved back to defend against this when it came in again, but no. He's going to be staying out there watching that army, but unfortunately the dropships are going to come in right now. The thing is still overcharged a little bit, but that's not going to be for too much longer. The Zealot coming around to do a bit of a scout, but I think the dropships are out of range. He's going to see the factory, but here we go. No longer overcharged, dropping all of his stuff all over the place. And the cannon doing a good job, actually doing a very good job, but they see the Templar Archives and they would love to take that out. But Zealot's right in their face, and I just do not know. This is going to be the very, very edge, manages to take it out. Beautiful, beautiful play by Ryung, and managed to save one Marauder, but oh, a bloody feedback followed up by a Storm, and that Medevac never knew what hit it. So insane. This one is hair's breadth from being feedbacked as well. We've got Ryung. He is really, really pissed at losing all of those forces, man. You got the Templar Archives, fair point, and that was a great play, but I mean, StarNaN does have his robotics bay out at the moment, so he can start building Colossus while he's waiting for this, and still do an exceptional job. These guys out of position a bit. They're trying to attack, but that is a mistake right there, although he did sort of feed this army of Ryung into a couple of storms, and Ryung suddenly deciding that he didn't have the advantage after all, is going to be pulling back. And here comes the first Colossus coming out from StarNaN. Meanwhile, Ryung going to build a 4th base over here. He's going nuts on the economy right now. Let's have a look at the economy. He's pulled out to 68. I think that early 3rd base really helped him out, and I think he's just been pushing himself to a higher level of economy than StarNaN has. You can see StarNan's not even building himself anywhere, so he feels like he's got enough, and Ryung feels like enough is not enough, like he needs to get more. So yes, but oh, this 3rd base, very bad. There's even a Viking out there just watching for Colossus. The Zealots, massive amount of Zealots coming in, but they do get shredded after a while, leading them into storms once again. We've seen him do that a couple of times. Very nice strategy, but he may just not have enough units here. I mean, Ryung is building up a massive army, and this 3rd base just goes down. The workers starting to get shredded as they try and run back into this base. And StarNaN, man, he's not looking good at all. Putting a beautiful storm out on those units. May push them away for now, but I think the economic damage has been done. We're down 50 under 68, and his mineral income is 1,000 less. You've got to include the mules and the fact that he just lost a 3rd base, and he desperately needs to rebuild that 3rd base if he wants to stay effective in this game. But I don't know if he can actually do that, if Ryung will let him do that. Here he goes, he's going to try and move in. The Colossus is out, and there's no Vikings in this army, but he is getting flanked by another army. Ryung, his macro is just off the chain, and suddenly this Colossus ball is a ball of Zealots, backed by Colossus, is sort of, there he goes, managed to kill one army, turns around, defends against the other. The Zealots with legs doing a sensational job of pushing away the Terran army, and this is it, man. He has to get a 3rd base out, and he has to hold it. And if Ryung takes it out again, I feel like StarNaN is going to go down. I mean, it's just scary. The macro of Ryung is just too scary. He's producing too many units, and StarNaN is having a lot of trouble dealing with them. I mean, it's basically the high-level tech which is saving him right now. The storms and the Colossus is the only thing that's saving him, but Ryung is way ahead on the army size. I mean, have a look at this, 83 to 118. StarNaN trying to get there. He's trying to make it happen, but he just doesn't have the income compared to Ryung. He just doesn't. And Ryung is he's got that massive army. He's always almost maxed out. StarNaN is 18 workers behind, and he's 40 supply behind, 45 in terms of the army. So that is bad. I think Ryung has the advantage. He just needs to keep pushing, keep making it happen. And as long as he doesn't run into the best storms in the entire universe, I think he should be fine. But whoa, he can't leave it too long, because StarNaN has got 3 Colossus up, and that is the sort of thing that can shred this army if you're not careful. And the one thing I will say for Ryung is that he hasn't got a ton of Vikings. He's got 4 Vikings at the moment. That's not a ton against 3 Colossus. It's a nice number, but I feel like he can do a lot better. I'm talking about 7, 8 Vikings to be sending against this force. So yes, he definitely needs to start working on that. He's trying to keep his Colossus out of range. Here come the High Templars. We're going to be seeing some juicy storms coming out very soon. And it's going to be beautiful. Starting to shred some units right there. The Vikings getting a bit out of position. The Stalkers staying back to hit them, and the Vikings starting to take some damage. But then again, so are the Colossus. The Zealots going in. This is it right here. StarNaN cannot afford to back out, but he has taken out all the Vikings. Unfortunately, the rest of his units are all going down. The Colossus go down to Marauder Fire, and there is nothing left. Ryung, his army is really battered, but he's got the forces, man. He's got the units that he needs to finish it off, and StarNaN giving the GG in that battle. So congratulations to Ryung. Very well fought battle, and yeah, definitely deserved that victory. And StarNaN, man, I mean, he did a great job, but he just wasn't thinking big enough. And I mean, he never really went insane on the macro like Ryung did, and that was his downfall, because he had all the awesome tech he needed, but he just didn't have the macro that Ryung had, and Ryung just completely overwhelmed him. So there we go. That has been that for that Daily Masters. We'll be checking out another one tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.